Give your sister your high-end car as a wedding gift. My mother announced loudly into the microphone in front of 150 guests. I went completely still. Then a woman I didn't know stood up and said, "Lay a finger on his property again and you'll be the one losing everything." The entire ballroom went dead quiet. My name is Brandon. I'm 35, the eldest, and the one who never causes drama. I'm a therapist. My days are spent listening to people's traumas, their endless guilt cycles, their stories of crossed lines and emotional blackmail. I take careful notes, speak in measured tones, breathe through my nose, never raise my voice. I own a deep metallic blue sports coupe that I bought used but maintained like it just rolled off the lot. My sister Ava is 28 and has never learned to hear the word no without taking it personally. My mother believes being the firstborn comes with a lifetime invoice. My father stays floating above the mess until someone mentions money, then he descends. That's the lineup. I wish I was making any of this up. I wasn't even supposed to speak at the wedding. I was just the brother with a short toast tucked in my jacket pocket and a polite smile ready for pictures. The hall smelled of lilies and vanilla frosting. The DJ was doing sound check. Champagne flutes were singing. I was mentally rehearsing one safe line. May you keep choosing each other on all the regular days, too. Simple, warm, over quickly. Then Mom grabbed the microphone without warning. She didn't ask. She just beamed at the crowd like she was about to drop the cutest bombshell ever. "Everybody," she said, tapping the mic for attention, "we have a wonderful surprise. Brandon is giving Ava his beautiful car as her wedding gift." The applause that followed wasn't real applause. It was awkward hand friction. Heads swiveled toward me, then toward the key fob sitting innocently on the table. My jaw locked so hard I felt it in my temples. Blood rushed loud in my ears. Ava's mouth curved into that half-hopeful, half-entitled smile she's perfected since childhood. I didn't stand up. I didn't force a grin. I just froze. Mom kept talking as if I'd already agreed months ago. "He's always wanted to do something huge for his little sister." She threw me a wink, like we'd planned this together in secret. Then a chair scraped hard against the marble floor. A woman in her mid-40s, charcoal suit, steady eyes, rose from a table near the back, definitely from the groom's side. She spoke clearly, calmly, and somehow the mic picked her up anyway. "Try to take his belongings again," she said, looking straight at my mother, "and you'll be the one who ends up with nothing." You could hear a napkin drop. The DJ's hand slipped off the volume slider. Mom's smile cracked clean in half. Ava blinked like someone yanked the power cord on her spotlight. In that moment, one single clear thought floated up through all the noise in my head. I am never doing this again, but I still didn't move. Not yet. First came the kind of silence where a whole family gets publicly sized up and judged in real time. I've learned, both in my office and in my life, that whoever speaks first after a bomb like that owns the story. So I let Mom go first. "Well, obviously he was planning to surprise her," she laughed, voice high and brittle. "He's just shy about it." I stared at my water glass, counted 3 slow breaths. Shy, sure, but not stupid, and definitely not a walking bank account. This didn't begin at the wedding. It started years earlier in quieter rooms with softer demands. I put myself through graduate school. Daytime clients on sliding scale, night shifts pulling espresso, weekends doing unpaid supervision hours. I lived on canned soup and spreadsheets. When I finally opened my private practice, one rented room, second-hand sofa, wobbly lamp, I thought maybe the family equation would finally balance out. I thought doctor on the door would mean adult, not open wallet. The first major request was temporary. Ava's final semester, some registration hold. Mom said they wouldn't let her enroll unless the balance was cleared by Friday. The number made my stomach drop. I sent it anyway. "We'll pay you back," Dad said, eyes fixed somewhere over my left shoulder. They never did. I called it love. Then came "just until I'm on my feet." Then security deposit. Then "I need the right outfit for the interview, image matters, Bran." Every time. "You're the stable one, sweetheart." Every time my chest would tighten, then I'd loosen my grip and pay. Teaching boundaries to clients is easy. Living them is another sport entirely. When I finally bought that coupe, it wasn't about showing off. It was a contract with myself. I conditioned the leather by hand every Sunday, kept the service records in a neat folder. Insurance in my name only, no cosigners, no favors. It was the first thing that was completely, unmistakably mine. A year later, the group chat started rotting. "Hey Bran, can I borrow your car for a week? My friend needs it for dance rehearsal." No, insurance reasons. Mom sent 10 rolling eye emojis like a 16-year-old. Dad dropped a thumbs up. "For whom, we'll never know." Smaller invasions followed. Mom somehow added herself as emergency contact at my practice and would pick up the office line when my receptionist stepped out for lunch. "He's with a very important client right now," she'd whisper like she was my agent. I asked her to stop. "I'm only helping," she said, and emailed me a list of more confident session rates I should be charging. I changed every password. The money pressure went into overdrive the year before the wedding. "Leo's family is very traditional," Mom explained, which apparently translated to massive venue, live band, floral arches, custom favors. "They're not expecting us to match everything, of course," she added while forwarding me itemized spreadsheets, "but it would look so much better if we did." Then the real ask, "Could you just cover the deposit? We're between things right now." Between things equals Dad's side business bled money. Ava got laid off and decided content creator was a career. I said I'd think about it. 2 days later. "We already told them you're covering it." I stared at the message until my face burned, then typed no. Sent, phone face down. She called 5 minutes later. "No, hello, you're being cruel. You know we don't have it." "That's exactly why I'm not giving it." Long sigh. "You're a therapist. You're supposed to understand family. Helping and funding are different verbs." Click. A week later, Dad took me to a restaurant where the waiters practically curtsy when they pour water. "Your sister only gets one wedding day." Statistically false. It would mean the world. Boundaries mean more to me. He nodded like he understood, then slid the check across the table with 2 fingers. Then came the dress emergency. Ava FaceTimed me from a boutique bathed in golden light. "This is the one," she said, eyes glassy. "If I put the deposit today, I lock in the sample sale price." "Then don't put it down." She froze. "You're joking." "I'm not. You're so cheap sometimes." Silence. Next morning, I woke up to a poll in the family chat. Should Brandon be more supportive of his only sister's wedding? Equals yes cross mark equals no. Dad voted red. Ava voted. 2 aunts voted red. I typed, "This isn't a democracy." Then I left the chat. What I didn't know yet. My name had already been penciled in next to expenses I never approved, including, apparently, my car as a wedding gift. Mom later claimed she thought it would be romantic. I think she thought it would be permanent. 2 months before the wedding, I received a certified letter from an insurance agent I'd never spoken to. It was a request to add Ava as primary driver on my policy. My signature was forged perfectly. I called the agent. "Oh, your mother said you were too busy and gave her verbal authorization to sign." Something in my jaw clicked. She did not have authorization. I had them void it and add a permanent note. No changes without owner present in person. After that, I started saving everything. Screenshots, voicemails, photos of documents. I told myself it was clinical habit. Documentation prevents gaslighting. Truth was, it was survival. 3 weeks before the wedding, Mom called crying. "I'm so embarrassed. We still need $15K to cover final payments." "It's her dream. Dreams have price tags." She stopped crying instantly. "You've turned ice cold." 2 weeks before, Dad texted, "At least bring the car to the venue. It'll photograph beautifully outside." I replied, "No." He typed, deleted, typed again. "Don't make everything difficult." I didn't answer. Wedding morning, Mom called to check on me, which means to check on the car. "Bring both key fobs," she said sweetly. "Why? In case one gets misplaced?" "I'll see you there." The second I pulled up, a valet lunged for my door. "Keys, sir. I'll park myself." He stepped back, confused. I tucked the coupe into the furthest corner, nose out, half hidden behind a concrete pillar. You know what happened next? Microphone hijack, public announcement. The stranger's ice-cold warning, me frozen. The stranger's use of the word again told me she saw the whole pattern in one glance. So did I didn't snatch the mic. I simply stood. Let the room watch me stand. That alone hushed the whispers. I walked to the stage slowly. Calm can be a weapon when you wield it. "Congratulations, Ava. Congratulations, Leo," I said into the mic, voice level. "I had a toast prepared. I'll save it." N and Ava's faces dropped. "Quick correction," I said, looking only at Mom. "I'm not giving away my car." Mom's smile turned razor thin. Dad stared into his water like it might save him. I continued. "I love my sister. But my car was bought with my money, is titled in my name, insured by me, maintained by me. It is not a joint family asset. It is not a dowry. It is not negotiable. It is mine." Someone coughed near the bar. Leo's mother sat up very straight. The woman in the charcoal suit gave a small, approving nod. Mom reached for the mic. I stepped aside. "No," I said quietly, firmly. She froze. "Brandon," she hissed through her smile, "don't make a scene." You made the scene when you promised something that isn't yours to give, in front of 150 people. Ava's voice cracked. Why are you humiliating me on my wedding day? Because you tried to take something I never offered, that's humiliating. She went very quiet. You said you'd help, she whispered. I said I'd be here. I'm here. Mom tried again, addressing the room. He's always so literal. 2 tables of distant relatives forced a laugh. I pulled out my phone, opened the folder labeled Wedding Evidence, held it up so the screen faced the crowd. March 12th, someone submitted an insurance change form adding Ava as primary driver. My signature was forged. April 2nd, an email to this venue asking that final balance be billed to me. April 10th, a luxury car rental company tried to charge my card for a surprise getaway car using my exact plate number. I blocked every attempt. That shouldn't be necessary with family. Dad wouldn't meet my eyes. Leo half stood. I swear I didn't know about any of that. I never asked for his car. The woman in charcoal spoke again. Good, keep it that way. A few guests laughed, relieved for any air. Ava tried one last card, voice small and venomous. It's just a car, it's just money, you have plenty. I stepped closer to the mic. It was never about the car, it's about consent, it's about ownership. It's about a family that mistakes generosity for obligation and silence for permission. Mom exhaled sharply. You're blowing this out of proportion, people are watching. Yes, I said, they are. That's why I'm being crystal clear. I turned to Ava. I wish you a marriage full of yeses you both actually mean. Tonight my yes is no. The room stayed perfectly still. I handed the microphone to the DJ, not back to my mother, and stepped down. Here's the part people miss. I didn't storm out. I stayed. I danced with my little cousins. I clapped when they cut the cake. I asked the DJ to read only the first line of my original toast during dinner. He did. To Ava and Leo, choose each other on the ordinary days too. It landed soft and clean. The woman in the charcoal suit found me later by the coffee station. Renee, she said, shaking my hand. Groom's mom's friend. Estate lawyer. Brandon, professional boundary hypocrite, she smiled. You did well tonight, your mother disagrees. She usually does, her eyes softened. If anyone tries conservatorship nonsense, forged proxies, anything, call me. She slid me her card. Headline on it, assets are boundaries with paperwork. When I finally walked to the parking lot, my car sat untouched except for a thin white satin ribbon someone had tied to the mirror. Someone's cute idea of a joke. I untied it, laid it on the passenger seat, locked the doors, checked the handle twice, and drove home slowly. Morning brought sunlight and a migraine of notifications. 27 missed calls, Mom 11, Dad. 6 from blocked numbers, relatives who think that's polite. Voicemails ranged from guilt to minimization to threats of court over the title to my personal favorite. We never said you were giving her the car permanently. It was symbolic. I made coffee, opened my laptop, created a new folder, post-wedding. I dragged in fresh screenshots. Monday I sent 2 emails, one to my insurer. Confirm no changes without me physically present, add every possible flag. Reply came fast, done, note added, in person only forever. Second to my bank, freeze everything that could be touched remotely. Require VoicePrint Plus in-branch visit for any new payees. They called to verify it was really me. I went in that afternoon. The teller looked tired in a way I recognized. I wish more people did this before the damage, he said. Same, I replied. Noon, Dad showed up at my door unannounced. Old key didn't work, he knocked politely. I opened only the top lock. Son, he started, heavy sigh ready. I waited. Your mother crossed a line, but you didn't have to correct her in public. She made a public promise with my property. I made a public correction. He rubbed his temples. Ava's devastated. Ava's an adult. She can be devastated without my car. He stared at the art on my wall, the only expensive print I've ever bought. You've always had the ability to help, but chosen not to? Yes, that's the point. He tried bargaining. Just one outstanding invoice? I shook my head. We're family. Exactly. He left muttering I'd regret it. That evening Mom arrived like she was walking onto a stage. Full makeup, bright voice. It's not too late to fix this. Just post on Instagram that you surprised her with shared use of the car. We'll sort paperwork later. No, she blinked. You're punishing us. I'm protecting me. You sound like one of your broken clients. I wish you'd listen like they do. I closed the door softly. She texted, family meeting Sunday 2 p.m. Attendance mandatory. I replied. I don't attend meetings where the script is already written. She sent a photo of a legal pad. Agenda item 1, car. Item 2, boundaries, underlined 3 times. I laughed out loud in my kitchen. It felt like a door creaking open. Sunday, I went for a long drive instead. Windows down, music up, road empty. At a stoplight, a notification dropped, unknown number. We know your plates, watch yourself. I photographed it, forwarded to Renee. Is this extortion? She replied, it's dumb, keep documenting, come in Tuesday. Aunt Mara posted publicly, some people forget who helped pay for their degree. I drafted nothing, posted nothing. Silence is difficult, it's also power. Tuesday at Renee's office, I handed over a thick, organized stack. She scanned it, nodded once. You've been the family ATM with legs. They mistook access for ownership. We can make that legally painful. Music to my ears. She drafted a cease and desist. Any further attempts to alter title, insurance, accounts, plus harassment and defamation. Copies went to Mom, Dad, Ava, and my request. The wedding planner whose assistant had tried to just grab the keys for the getaway photo. Planner replied within minutes. We're horrified. We were told it was arranged. They refunded their fee immediately. Small, petty justice tastes excellent. Life got quieter. Receptionists stopped getting urgent family calls at 9:15 a.m. Doorman learned 3 faces and the rule, no packages from a friend of the family. Email filters caught every subject line containing forgiveness, duty, or be reasonable. 2 cousins DM'd me privately. I saw what happened. My mom did the same with a credit card in my name at 18. I'm proud of you. Another, teach me how to say no like that. I wrote back, start small, say it calmly, repeat exactly, don't over-explain. He sent back the laughing emoji and therapist. 1 week post-wedding, Ava posted a moody black and white photo with a caption about releasing toxic energy. Someone commented, your brother is literally the worst. Ava liked it. I stared at the screen, felt the old ache rise, and then watched it float away. I put the phone down and made soup. Not everything needs a reply. 2 weeks later, Mom tried booking an emergency family session, with me as the therapist through my receptionist. Receptionist has learned. Dr. Brandon does not treat family. Mom insisted it was different. It wasn't. Number blocked for 30 days. 3 weeks in, the legal letter worked its magic. Insurance company, file permanently flagged. DMV, owner must appear in person with ID. No exceptions ever. Renee emailed, subject, gates closed. I started sleeping through the night like a man who isn't waiting for the next fire. I ran longer routes, read actual books. Bought a new lamp for the office and left the shade slightly crooked because I decided I liked it that way. There were losses. Sunday dinners disappeared, my choice, still a hole. Dad's text shrank to hope you're okay, and then stopped. Mom shifted to public martyrdom posts. Real family sacrifices everything. I muted her. There were gains. I saw my clients differently, closer. The woman who finally stopped answering her mother's daily guilt calls. The man who refused to co-sign his brother's 4th apartment. The teenager who told her aunt no hugs at the barbecue and didn't laugh it off when the aunt did. I told each of them, I'm genuinely proud of you. One evening, pulling into my garage, I noticed a tiny handprint smudge on the driver window. I wiped it off with my sleeve and realized I no longer felt braced for impact. I felt protective the way you protect something you finally believe is yours. Renee's card stays in my wallet. I haven't needed it again. Knowing I could is enough. A month after the wedding, Leo asked to meet for coffee, neutral territory. He arrived early, hands nervous. Thank you, he said before even sitting. For what? For showing me how to say no to your mom. I didn't know it was an option. I nodded. She's had decades of practice, he sighed. Ava's trying. Slowly, he didn't ask for money or the car. He asked for book recommendations on boundaries. I gave him 3 titles and added, therapy, not with me. He laughed. Definitely not with you. 2 nights later, Ava texted. I'm still angry. My reflex was to take. I'm working on it. I won't bring up the car again. I wrote back, thank you. I really do want you happy. People don't change like movie montages. They change like old rusty hinges, slow, loud, but possible. Mom and I are no contact now. She emails occasionally about respect and what family is for. I archive without reading. I've stopped granting access to my nervous system. Sometimes I still hear her voice through the speakers. Brandon is gifting Ava his luxury car, and I hear the stranger's calm reply, touch his things again and you'll lose yours. That stranger spoke for every part of me that had stayed quiet too long. My assets are bigger than money. Their time, peace, attention, my yes, my no. Love without consent is just control. Help without boundaries is harm. I can sit in the discomfort of someone else's disappointment without fixing it. I drive my own car home every night. I kept the practice, the coupe, my Sundays, my sleep. No one reaches for my keys anymore. At least not without hearing a calm, repeated 1-syllable answer. If you're the stable one in your family, remember, turning off a tap someone else left running isn't selfish. It's maintenance. The white satin ribbon still sits in my glove box, folded small, not a symbol of what I refused. A reminder of what I finally kept. Boundaries aren't dramatic, they're just quiet, steady sentences. No is one syllable, and it's enough. I choose me on all the ordinary days, too.